In this video, we're going to walk you through how to embed a video of your own into the rich content editor in Canvas. Now, we're assuming that this is a video you created, or you have permission or copyright to post the video, or the sharing of the video falls under the fair use category. Regardless, it is your responsibility to obey state and federal laws, as well as the policies and restrictions enforced by your own institution. Phew, okay, now that we have that out of the way, it can get confusing because there are multiple ways you can post a video file, but some are better than others. Let's start out with just saying that we almost always recommend embedding your videos into Canvas. There are multiple reasons why, and we'll explain a few here in a moment, but using a streaming source like YouTube or Vimeo is probably your best bet, and taking that video and embedding it instead of uploading a file or inserting a link just looks and works better. But let's go through some of these options so you can make your own choice, and we can explain a bit about why embedding is our preference. Alright, first let's look at Insert Edit Video. This is a yes and a no. Here you have the option to insert a source link, embed video, or use the advanced tabs. Well, pulling from a source is not the same thing as embedding, and you have to make sure that your source is formatted correctly and it's consistently available, doesn't crash, or isn't behind a credentialed area, because even if you have access to it and can see it and it works to upload it, your students may not. In addition, your students won't have access to it later if they want access after the course ends. So many issues better to avoid. And the advanced tab? Well, seeing you're here watching this, I'm assuming you're ready for basic, and we might want to steer clear from the advanced tab right now. Embed is an option. You can do that here, and we'll come back and show you how. Next, what about recording a video? Well, we certainly recommend that, but by doing it here, you're creating a file that you upload, not embed. And the video player can really be frustrating, as well as the inability to control how it looks. Yes, record a video, but we'd still recommend that you then take that video and just upload it to a platform like YouTube. By doing that, it automatically creates closed captioning, which you can edit if you need to. The video isn't stored on your site, which you may have unlimited storage in your Canvas, but that doesn't mean that large files won't tax your participants' bandwidth and take longer to load the page. And on these platforms, you will continue to have access to the video for later courses, as will your students outside of the course, instead of continuously having to copy and paste the video back into each manifestation of the course. So, let's do it the better way, and I'm also going to start with the more difficult way of the better way, just to introduce you to some of the concepts. So if you need to pause or repeat, then you can do it. But right now, watch this all the way through and see what I'm doing and which way you want to do it before trying anything. And after that, pause it, repeat it, execute. This is why we're providing a video. In these videos where we're trying new things, I always want you to save your work. Always. So what we're going to do is, here's where we can first introduce you to the HTML editor. Now, I know that this scares the snot out of a lot of people, and you're going to ask, why do I have to enter here? I don't know coding, I don't know HTML, I have no idea what... Yeah, I know. But to back up your work, we need to take what already exists in Canvas and copy it into a very simple word processor document, like Notepad, WordPad, or TextEdit. And while you can just copy from the rich content editor into another rich content editor, there are a lot of steps we're going to be doing in between, and you won't be able to save what's on your clipboard. So you have to get down to the nuts and bolts coding to make sure you're really backing it up. But this is really simple, and I wouldn't be showing you this if I didn't think you could do it. So just click on the HTML editor link. Then we're going to select all, or Control A. We've selected all of the content, and now we're going to Control C, or copy. And then with your simple text document ready, we're going to go over there and do a paste, or Control V, to save all of the code pristine just as it is working. Now, I don't recommend putting this into a more complex word processor like Word, because that often has hidden language, or it used to. And there are tab marks or margins with all of that can just come in, or it used to come in, and I got out of the habit of using that. So just let's be very, very safe and use a very simple word processor that you have on your computer. All of this simply ensures that no matter what happens, you have all this code saved, and you can really mess up now and even accidentally delete parts of it. And all you have to do is come back copy this code, paste it right back in, and look, everything's back to normal. The other safety net you have is that you don't have to save. So even if you mess everything up and you're not sure and you tried to copy and paste everything back, but you just don't feel confident, just cancel. You haven't lost anything. It reverts back to how it was before you started editing. All right, so now that we've backed up, let's go to your video streaming platform like Vimeo and grab the code. Now you may be used to going down here and clicking on share and just grabbing the link, or even just pulling it right here from the address bar, right? But we don't want the link. We want to embed, and these sites provide an area for that. Here, embed. Again, yes, it's code, but you don't have to know what it does or what it all means. You just need to copy it. We come back to our course, and now we want to figure out where we want to put it. Now, unless you're experienced at seeing the matrix without the viewer, let's look at all of this through the rich content editor, and we're going to create a placeholder that will be easy to find. We just need something short and obvious. I use something like brackets video, or if that isn't easy enough or you can't see it well enough, we can make it longer, like put the brackets and then asterisks and put video here. It doesn't matter what you put in the brackets. You're just using the brackets and the word to set it apart, typing something inside that will be easy to find so that when we click back into the HTML editor, we scroll down until we find the brackets with the placeholder. Once you've located it, we just want to highlight it all. Brackets included, those were just meant to separate it even more. We select it, and then we paste into that area the code we pulled from YouTube. Then we just return to the rich content editor, and Bob's your uncle. All we did was we found some code someplace else that was already prepared for us, and we pasted it on a placeholder in an area that we might not have been able to read, but we just switched back and forth between windows and poof, it's that easy. But if after even all of that you feel it's too complicated, and I can understand if it is, no problem. Let's just make sure our cursor is where we want the video. We go back to the rich content editor toolbar, and after having gotten that code from YouTube, instead of going and creating the placeholder, we now go to the Insert Edit Media button, click on the Embed tab, and paste that same code here, and we've done the same thing. Much easier, right? Well, why wouldn't I always do that? Well, because you have now more control if you had gone into the HTML editor. In some of the other videos, like learning how to use layout, I'm going to show you how within that editor, you can use text wrapping and move it back and forth, manipulate it. Just there are more features that are available to you, but I also just want to show you that it's not all big and scary. But no, it's not necessary to embed a video. You do not have to use the HTML editor. You can do it here in the Embed tab. And now embedding the video has made it so much more aesthetically pleasing. It can be shared outside of the course, relinked elsewhere. You have closed captioning options already associated with it. It doesn't burn up storage or bandwidth, and it's just a lot better overall. Well done. I knew you could do it. Now, go and do likewise.